Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the very first official episode of Heal and Get a Bag with Tamika Ray. Now, there's so many things I want to talk about today, but we're gonna do a little bit at a time. Patience is a virtue, okay? We have a lot of time to get to a lot of different things. But today I want to kind of briefly explain to you why Heal and Get a Bag with Tamika Ray. You know what? As women, I feel like we go through so many different things. Men too, but as women, I feel like we go through so many different things, so many different transformations, even in a day, but especially over time. And we don't get a chance to properly heal from things. It's very difficult for us to just sit down and purposely, intentionally heal. A lot of times it's because we're so busy. We're so busy. We're taking care of the kids. We're taking care of the house. We're working. We're doing all of the things along with trying to keep ourselves together to not look like what we're going through. And a lot of times, all the time, it's exhausting. It is exhausting, and we have to suppress these things and keep moving. But heal and get a bag with Tamika Ray. Over here, we're going to be talking about our traumas and how to heal from them, how to be better, do better. Also, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I know a lot about a lot of things, and I have decided that I am going to teach all the things that I know about entrepreneurship, about how to create different things, how to start a business, how to grow a business, how to do all of the things, even how to use the things that you know to teach somebody else, which will initially get you a bag. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to heal and we're going to get some money. A lot of times, not healing is what's blocking our money. We don't know it. We're just trying to make it through the day. We're just trying to keep it pushing. We're just trying to hold it in the road. But a lot of times, the not the unhealed version of us is also the broke version of us, or the struggling version of us, or the robbing Peter to pay Paul version of us, or going to work and only making enough money to pay the bills, not making enough money to be comfortable and pay the bills, be comfortable, and do things that we want to do, or other things that we may need to do. It's the unhealed version of us. It's the version of us that really don't feel like it's nothing else. It's the version of us that settles. Well, I guess that's what it is. But you keep pushing, hoping for more. It's a lot of times we don't know how. People don't know how to heal and remove those quote unquote blockages. But here we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to have some amazing guests on the podcast in the near future. Just hang in there with me and we're going to have a ball. We're going to heal and we're going to get some money. Okay? Okay. So that was just a little intro about Heal and Get a Bag with Tamika Ray. I know people may say, oh, that's ghetto, but initially that's what we want to do. We want to get a bag. It's 2025. What do you want me to say? Heal and get some money. Baby, I want a bag. A big one. A big dump truck. Bag of money. You hear me? Like, I want to heal. I want to be. And healing is not like a one-time thing, guys. It's not a one-time thing. You will consistently be healing for the rest of your life. Ooh. Yes, you will be healing for the rest of your life. And that is okay. That is okay, because life is still going to life. But healing allows you to be able to function a whole lot better when life is lifing. It allows you to accept a lot of things for what it is, accept the things that you cannot change, and change the things that you can. It First of all, let's just get down to it. Healing will stop you from being so mean all the time. Healing will eliminate that jealousy in your heart, sweetie. Healing will remove that envy. Healing will remove that hatred in your heart. Healing allows you to look in the mirror at you and see your flaws and your faults and what role you played in the situations. Cause it's a lot of them. It's a lot of, especially as an adult. Now, as a kid, there's trauma that you could not control, and that comes from your parents or the people that you grew up around and things like that. But as an adult, you play a role because you're not healed. You're very unhealed. And we've all been there, baby. Please. I'm not pointing the finger. I've been there. But I took 3-4 years and literally went so deep inside of me. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. But I wanted to be better. I wanted to do better. You know, I didn't want to be that same version of me with the blockages, the money blockages and the fear and the anxiety and the anger and the anger issues, the big gigantic ego. Like, that ain't even cool if you really know what's going on. And baby, I really know what's going on. That ain't really what it is. You know, I wanted to be, instead of wanting to be understood, I wanted to understand people. I wanted to understand myself. Now, I've always been aware of who I am as a person. I've always been very, self-aware. That's the right word. I've always been self-aware of who I am, what I wanted to do with my life, and where I wanted to go with my life. However, the unhealed version of me was so chaotic when it came to certain things. Still a nice person, still a good person, but baby, one false move and you might get your head chopped off. No way to be. No way to be. Self-control. Emotional intelligence is what I lacked at that time. And when I gained and gathered my emotional control, oh my God, people were going crazy. She's not acting. She's not doing what she used to do. No, because I needed that emotional control. That's a part of me that I needed to heal, because I knew that I was lashing out of anger from, childhood traumas and issues and the big gigantic ego. Who you talking to? Who you talking to like that? This ego. Now, mind you, I'm coming with respect, and I will be respected. But I can only control me, just like you can only control you. So when you get in when I now get in a situation where somebody's ego is inflated, I just let them be. I exit. I leave them standing there looking stupid. Because a lot of times people know what they're doing. They might not want to admit how unhealed they are, but they are also very aware of how they treat people. And a lot of times it has a lot to do with envy, jealousy. If they're not getting all of the attention in the room, it's a problem, it's an issue. different little things, but we're going to touch on all of those things. We're going to touch on all of those things because the goal is to heal. The goal is to grow. The goal is to understand yourself. The goal is to, let me tell y'all something I used to do all the time. I still do it, but I started doing this many years ago. I would ask myself, why am I like this? Why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like this when XYZ happens? I would ask myself that, and myself would give me an answer. Maybe the Lord dropped it in my spirit. I don't know, but I would literally have the answer as to why that makes me feel like that. That's a part of healing. You have to ask yourself why you are the way you are. And it sometimes is very hurtful and painful because it could have come from a lot of childhood traumas, molestation, mental abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse. It could have come from so many things. It could have came from some type of abuse as an adult. You know, it could have come from heartbreak. It could have come from so many things, and that makes it painful to revisit. That's why a lot of people are so unhealed or are still unhealed, because the thought of what happened is still so painful. But the only way to heal is to go through the pain, to feel the pain, feel the hurt, understand it, forgive, and then move forward, because you're still stuck in a loop, in a cycle. You may not think so. You may think you're moving forward. However, your life could be chaotic. You're not where you want to be in life, because these things that you have suppressed and beat down and covered up with all the pretty clothes and the pretty hairstyles and the makeup, face beat to the gods, and all of that, the things that you have covered up with all of that, it's still there. It's not gone. It's holding you back. You don't trust nobody. You think everybody lying to you. You think everybody out to get you. You think everybody wants something from you. You mean and cold-hearted because of what somebody else. So you walking through life making everybody else, especially the people that could possibly mean you a whole lot of good. They really care about you. You are making them pay for things that they didn't even do. They didn't even do it. But they got to pay for it. You know, is that fair? Or is that the I'm going to get them before they get me mentality? That is the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard in my life. I've been a lot of things, baby, but I ain't never been, I'm going to get them before they get me. I ain't never been that, you know. And I'm not pointing a finger. I'm just showcasing how unhealed trauma can look, you know. And that's okay, because we are here to talk about it. We are here to heal from it. We are here to understand it. We're here to understand ourselves. And we are here to move forward. Baby, we're going to get some money. We're going to talk about things. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. And we're going to grow in life. Because that's the whole goal. Every day, you're supposed to wake up and be and try to be better than you were yesterday. Every day. Whether that be, and I always say this. This is a thing that I've always said. I'm going to do the best I can. Every day may not be 100%. My 100% on Thursday may just be 70. Because that's all I can. That's my best. But on Monday, I might have 100%. 100% in full as my best. But I'm going to do my best every day. And you should wake up with that mentality. I'm going to do my best. You know, it's a lot of moving parts to life. A lot of moving parts of you gotta be over here, you gotta go over there, you gotta do this, you gotta cut the grass. There's a leak in the house. The kids gotta go to school, or they gotta go to the game, or they gotta go to the doctor, or you gotta go to the doctor. You gotta eat because you've been doing 20 things today and you forgot to eat. You got to eat because you feel like you're gonna pass out, but you really ain't got time to eat because you're gonna be late. It's a lot of moving parts to life. So do your best, even if your best is 50% today. It's just 50%. I'm tired. That's all I got in me. That's okay. Because you are not Superwoman or Superman. You're not. You know, and life is it can be a lot to bear. It can be a lot to bear. I learned over the years, babe, I say it is what it is so much. People already know. They'll say it with me someday. It is what it is. It is. Because I have learned that what I cannot control, I will not be worrying about it. I have a lot of faith in God, too. I have a lot of faith in God. A lot of faith in God. I have a lot of faith in me. I trust me now. You know, and it's still growing. My faith in God, my faith in me. It's still growing, but I trust me now. So it is what it is. I trust God. It is what it is. He shall not leave me nor forsake me. So what am I worried for? Why am I going to pray and worry? Because you know what that means? When you pray and you worry, you want to control that. It's like you saying, God, dude, I'm going to just ask you, God, to do X, Y, and Z. I don't really believe you going to do it. So I'm just going to sit over here and worry about it and keep trying to do it myself. Well, what's the point of asking? Just leave him alone, holding up the line. Leave him alone, holding up the line, because you don't even believe that you are worthy of the things that you are worthy of. You don't even believe it. That's the key right there. That's where the jealousy and the envy and the hatred and the hating other people and all of that come from, because you don't believe you worthy. You don't believe that you are enough. And we gonna work on that. You gotta work on that every single day. I have not, baby. One thing for sure. I've always been confident, but I went through a time in my life, and this is an exclusive. I went through a time in my life where I thought I was the ugliest person ever created. I mean, physically ugly. I thought that. No, baby, that was a trick of the enemy. I am beautiful. That was a trick of the enemy, baby. He wanted me to sit down. You don't understand, baby. It's a spiritual warfare out here. The devil is very active out here. Very, very, very active. And he sneaks in and creeps in where you are least expected. And then you have them thoughts of, I ain't good enough. I can't do this. He don't like me. He don't want me. or he probably ain't gonna like me, or they ain't gonna give me no job, or I can't do this. I can't start this business. Ain't nobody gonna buy from me. Ain't nobody gonna listen to me. Baby, that ain't nothing but the enemy. That ain't nothing but the devil. And in those moments, you have to reassure yourself, I am worthy. A lot of times, too, now, side note, a lot of times, too, when it comes to business, because let's get over there right quick. When it comes to business and starting a new business and stuff like that, people have their immediate circle, friends and family and people that they know in mind, and they think, oh, they ain't gonna buy nothing from me. You thinking about the people that you know, and that ain't even your target audience. Baby, you ain't got enough cousins and aunties and uncles and friends to make you rich. You don't even need to worry about selling them nothing. They gonna want it for free any dang on way. You don't even worry about selling them a thing. You find your target audience, and I'm going to assist you with that. We're going to talk about that on the podcast. We're going to talk about finding your target audience. We're going to talk about finding your people, your tribe, creating the business, all of the things. We're going to talk about digital products. I am so sufficient with digital products. I've written a couple of books. I've created a couple of journals. I have a journal right now on Amazon called Let Me Talk to God. So if you need to get God on the main line, I suggest you go and get that journal, Let Me Talk to God by Tamika Ray. It is there. I'm going to put a link in the bio for you. But yeah, baby, we're gonna touch on all of it. We're going to heal together. We're going to heal together. Okay? So that is the very first episode of Heal and Get a Bag with Tamika Ray. I am your host, Tamika Ray, of course. And I am just excited. I am elated for this new podcast because I love to talk about business, and I love to encourage people, and I love to talk about healing and God and all of the things. So this is right up my alley, baby. Y'all tune in, y'all stick with me, and let's do this together. I will see you soon on the very next episode, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on iHeartRadio. Subscribe to my YouTube, and all my social medias are Tamika Ray, of course. All right, I'll see y'all soon.